Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. On this particular cricket show, I'm going to talk about how India lost the third ODI against England, and England won the ODI series 2-1 and were deserved winners, one could say, as India could not put up a good score on the board. And what was very surprising was on a slow pitch where probably the Indian spinners would have been more powerful, but it was the other way around. Adil Rashid produced a wonderful spell of bowling to actually really restrict the Indian innings to only 256, and Joe Root collecting his successive century in the ODI series went on, got the company of the captain Morgan, who scored 88 and an 186 run stand for the third wicket, gave them a convincing victory over India. And there's nothing more that England could have done, and they did it in style, as England won the ODI series against India 2-1. Congratulations to the England team. So I'll be talking about that game. And other than that, the third ODI, Pakistan versus Zimbabwe, which we know it's all going absolutely one-sided because of a crippled Zimbabwean team, which does not look like a team that Zimbabwe had after all the big players are not there in the team. So there's a third ODI where Pakistan in this 5-match series will get a chance to actually seal the series tomorrow once they win the match against Zimbabwe. And we also have a look at some cricket news where the son of the great Indian batsman Sachin Tendulkar, Arjun Tendulkar, made his international debut in a wonderful manner in a match between India under-19 and the Sri Lanka under-19 squad, where with his 12th ball in his international cricket, he picked up a wicket of a player of Sri Lanka, the opener of Sri Lanka, Mishara, and he was really nonplussed because that was a wonderful delivery from Arjun Tendulkar, the left-arm pace bowler, who actually got him LBW. So in a brief manner, I will touch on that as well. But other than that, the more focus is going to be on the India versus England final ODI, which is going to occupy a lot of my attention today. So the first battle was won by India when India beat England in the T20. The second battle on the tour has gone to England. So right now it stands at 1-1 with the 5-match test series beckoning in the month of August. So let's talk about this particular game, the third ODI, which was played between India and England at Leeds, the decider, and the toss was good to win. England won the toss, and they decided to insert India into bat. Well, they inserted India into bat, and the opening start was not good for India. Rohit Sharma was kept relatively quiet by both Mark Wood and David Willey, as Rohit Sharma definitely struggled and finally out of his misery after facing 18 balls for 2 runs. Now let's have a look at the dismissal of Rohit Sharma. The Rohit Sharma dismissal, Rohit Sharma was, as I said, was really kept quiet. Probably that frustrated him. He tried to walk down and tried to hit the ball, and it went straight down the deep square leg region, where Wood actually picked up the catch. He was specifically placed by the England captain Morgan for that, and he did his job. So Rohit Sharma gone, caught Woodward Billy for 2 of 18 excruciating balls. 13 for 1, Rohit Sharma gone in the 6th over. Now Shikhar Dhawan was joined in by the Indian captain Virat Kohli, and definitely after Rohit Sharma's wicket, we definitely saw a sort of a lull, because they definitely Virat Kohli is someone who does not really bother about that. As soon as he came, he was into his strides, and he was striking the ball. He was stroking the ball perfectly. At the other end, Shikhar Dhawan, after a slow start, slowly started getting into his groove as he played some fine strokes. and suddenly the partnership started blossoming from India, as it was basically a 71 runs partnership that happened, which really helped matters for India, improved things for India as this partnership went along. But then Shikhar Dhawan, who has always been guilty of getting run out, once again it was a run out for Dhawan. Now Kohli was the one who actually had hit the ball. He actually whipped the ball wide of Stokes at mid wicket, and also he wanted to take a single, but then by the time Kohli actually put his hand up, telling him to turn back, it was too late. He was more than halfway down the pitch, Dhawan, and to turn back was very difficult. He was not able to beat the direct hit, and that was it. And Dhawan was gone. A direct hit from Ben Stokes, and Dhawan gone, run out 44 of 49 deliveries with 7 fours. So that made the score 84 for 2 in the 18th over, 17.4 overs, as India decided to have Dinesh Karthik today into the team. So Dinesh Karthik was playing today, and he and Virat Kohli were at the crease. And then we saw Dinesh Karthik open up with some few good boundaries, and also Virat Kohli was looking good at the crease. As this partnership was going on, that was the time the spinner Rashid was introduced into the attack. Adil Rashid was introduced into the attack, and Moeen Ali was also bowling over there. And this was the spell in which India lost it all, because Karthik tried to play an expansive drive against the bowling of Adil Rashid, and he was castled by Rashid for 21 of 26 deliveries, which include 21 of 22 deliveries, I reckon. 22 deliveries, and he had 3 boundaries in that. So Karthik was gone for 21, and after that it was the wicket. Now, as I said, Adil Rashid was bowling very well, and then from 125, Suresh Raina, Dhoni joined Virat Kohli, and Dhoni was really very slow to take off the blocks. But then came the ball of the match, according to me, a real ripper produced by Adil Rashid, which actually pitched on the leg stump and went on to pluck the off stump of Virat Kohli, which really left the Indian captain absolutely stunned. And as I said, this was the ball of this third ODI, no doubt about it. A beautiful leg break, which actually pitched on the leg stump and beat the outside edge when Kohli went onto the back foot, and the ball went on to knock the off stump. What a delivery from Adil Rashid, real ripper, and it made Kohli, a player of the caliber, actually looking at the pitch, looking back at the bowler, and then slowly walking towards. He definitely had no clue as to what happened. But what an innings from Virat Kohli. He played a wonderful innings, but it really required, I think, this was the ball which did it for England, because Rashid picked up the most important wicket. Virat Kohli was looking in full splendor. He was stroking the ball sweetly and nicely. 71 of 72 deliveries, 8 fours included in that knock. After that, it was Rashid once again picking up the wicket of Suresh Raina. Dhoni and Raina were at the crease when Kohli left. The score read 156 for 4 in the 31st over, and with only 2 runs added, Raina was walking back to the pavilion. Now this was another good delivery from Rashid. He got the ball to straighten to Suresh Raina, and there was a leg slip waiting. It was Joe Root who was waiting at leg slip, and he was gone. He was caught by Root at leg slip, or the bowling of Rashid for 1, giving 3 wickets to Rashid. And after that, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was at the crease, but Mahendra Singh Dhoni, after once Raina left, and especially when Pandya was there, Dhoni was trying to see that he was trying to do the job of the anchor man. He was trying to shepherd the England innings, but Hardik Pandya, after making 21 of 21 deliveries with 2 boundaries, fell a victim to the bowling as he got an outside edge, which was held up by Butler, and Wood was very happy with that wicket because that was a big wicket, because Pandya could have turned things around. But Dhoni was still there at the crease at the time, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar came into bat and started giving company to Dhoni, and he was doing a fairly good job. And the main goal for Dhoni was to see to it that India actually played out the full quota of 50 overs. But then there was a wicket going of Dhoni himself as Willie came back onto his second spell and disposed of Dhoni as in the I think it was in the 46th over when Dhoni tried to steer a delivery through the cordon behind the keeper, but instead tried to actually poked at the delivery, and the angle helped it carry to Butler, and he was a goner. But Dhoni made 42 of 60 deliveries, which included 4 fours. After that, one has to credit Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Shardul Thakur for taking the Indian score past the 250 mark, as they added 35 runs in the final, in the final 5 overs. After Dhoni left, it was in the almost the 46. So in 4 overs, they added 35 runs, with Shardul Thakur striking 2 sixes in an unbeaten knock of 22 of 13 deliveries, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was Scott Barristow bowled Willie for 21 of 35 deliveries, 1-4, and India got to a score of 256 for 8. And when reckoned on a pitch which was getting slower as the match was going on, India would have reckoned that this was a score which was on par. As far as the bowling was concerned, Mark Wood bowled excellently, I thought. 10 overs, 2 minutes, 1 for 30. But the man of the moment was Adil Rashid, producing that ripper of a delivery to dismiss the Indian captain. 10 overs, no maiden, 49 runs and 3 wickets, fetching him the man of the match. Ben Stokes was slapped for 43 runs with 6 overs. Moeen Ali, 10 overs, none for 47. Liam Plunkett, 5 overs, got clattered for 41. But Willie did a good job, 9 overs, no maiden, 3 for 40. Now England were given a target of 257 runs to win from 50 overs. James Swens would make his, made his way back into the team on some good performances. The Vitality T20 Blast and along with Ben Barristow, was really going like a train. He was hitting the ball as if it was a T20 match. He had already banged in 7 fours in a very sweet knock of 30 runs. He was really going berserk against the bowling of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and then Shardul Thakur was the one who really silenced Jonathan Barristow by forcing Barristow to flicker the delivery from Thakur, half volley on the leg stump, and Raina picked up the catch, and Jonathan Barristow was the first wicket. But Jonathan Barristow had raced to 30 of just 13 deliveries, which included 7 fours, which was hit with tremendous power and timing, and he was gone. So that was wicket number 1, 43 for 1. And then James Swins also looked good in his stroke making. He was also striking. As you know, James Swins is he's a languid stroke maker, and he was timing the ball perfectly, and he had got 27 to his name of as many balls with 5 fours before he was run out by a Pandya Dhoni. This was the brilliance of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, one could say. Actually, Dhoni collected the ball from mid-wicket, and he caught off his right glove, removed the bails as he normally does, and then Hardik Pandya was there, and credit to Hardik Pandya as he swooped on that and hit the ball. So basically it was a Pandya Dhoni combination which saw James Swins being run out for 27, and the score for England read 74 for 2 in the 10th over. There was still a lot of work to be done. Joe Root, the Centurion, walked in. Joe Root was there at the crease, and Morgan was at the crease. And after that, one thought that after looking at the way the English spinners bowled, Adil Rashid and Moeen Ali, especially Adil Rashid, one thought the Indian wrist spinners, Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav, would really do a good job here but it was not to be. Joe Root kept carving runs for England as he went on to his unbeaten century, and Morgan, on the other hand, was also doing a good job as they had nothing to really hurry about. I thought Morgan was playing the spinners in a very protective fashion. Joe Root was just playing it, also giving respect to them. But I thought they really saw off both Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav, and finally it was all over. 186 run partnership for the third wicket. It was all done and dusted. England were over the line in the 45th over at 260 for 2. Joe Root collecting his second successive century in ODIs, not out on 100 of 120 deliveries, 10 fours. Morgan was not out on 88 of 108 deliveries, 9 fours and 1 6, and the victory would have been very sweet for England, no doubt about it, 260 for 2. Now looking at England won the series 2-1. The man of the match going to Adil Rashid, and there are no prizes for guessing. Joe Root was declared the player of the series, and rightly so. Now, as far as the bowling was concerned, Bhuvneshwar Kumar especially got a real hammering at the hands of Jonathan Bairstow. 7 overs, none for 49. Pandya 5.3 overs, no made and none for 39. Shardul Thakur got an important wicket of Bairstow, 10 overs, 1 for 51. Chahal 10 overs for 41. Kuldeep Yadav went for plenty, 10 overs for 55. Suresh Raina 2 overs, none for 16. And the ODI series between India and England ended with the verdict being 2-1. Now, the next thing which is coming will be the test matches, and there's not good news for India. Jasprit Bumrah has missed the T20 and the ODI series, is out of the first 3 test matches against England, and that is really, really bad news for India, because I thought he really plays a very important role, and one could see how sorely he has been missed, because he's a wonderful death bowler, and he's not only a wonderful death bowler, he also picks up wickets. So India has really, really missed the experience or the bowling of Jasprit Bumrah for sure, and now India have to put up with that even in the first 3 test matches. So I think that's not good news. So Pakistan versus Zimbabwe, again there's nothing to really talk about, because as I said, it is really looking pretty one-sided right now. As I've always been telling, whether Zimbabwe are going to make any changes or Pakistan are going to experiment with something, it remains to be seen. So let's have a look, just as a sort of a sneak peek, I would say, as far as the brief preview is concerned between Zimbabwe and Pakistan. As far as Zimbabwe, one does not know what changes they are going to make. It doesn't look there could be any changes. They would probably play the same team here. And Pakistan, I have nothing to say. They are looking absolutely strong. As I've already said, it is looking like it's going to be something where Zimbabwe are probably ordained to lose against Pakistan. And as I've already said, one is definitely looking at a clean sweep here by Pakistan of Zimbabwe in the ODI series, unless Zimbabwe can really conjure up a real miracle, one could say, because in the red hot form that Pakistan is in. Well, other than that, I'm trying to see whether any cricket news. Well, the only cricket news that I could share is that the son of the great Indian living legend Sachin Tendulkar marked his international debut representing India under 19 against the Sri Lanka under 19 by getting a wicket in his 12th ball of his international career. And he actually is a left arm, unlike his father. He's an all-rounder. He's basically a bowler who is a left arm pace bowler, and also he's a very good hitter of the ball. So he's a sort of an all-rounder. And the ball with which he got his first wicket, first international wicket, was a real beauty, as the batsman had the Sri Lankan opener Mishara had no clue as to what happened, because he got the ball to swerve in, and it was all over. He was LBW, and Arjun Tendulkar, the son of the great Indian legend Sachin Tendulkar, had picked up his first international wicket of his career. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, there's not much to really talk. It's about time for me to pull the curtain down on this daily cricket show. So it's good night from here.